Hey, everybody. It's Ash here with the Profitable Sign Maker. I wanted to pop on and do a live with you guys today, especially to those that might have just found me, and kind of wondering about what this page is about, what all we offer, those kinds of things. And so there's a lot, and there's multiple ways that each one of the things that we offer came about. Okay. So what I wanted to be able to do is come on and explain everything that we have to offer to all of our people who find us on here and how everything kind of happened and how it's developed over the years. It hasn't been like, boom, we have 5 different things that we offer you guys. We, do all of this stuff. It all just didn't happen like right away, so everything has kind of been developed over time. And so I thought we would go through some details of everything and kind of explain to you guys how everything happened here. So I'm Ashley, if you guys are new. I've been a sign maker for the last 14 years, and I was business coaching, and I had a lot of people. Your vibe kind of attracts your tribe, right? And so I launched out my business coaching program because we had success as a sign making company, and we started having people reach out to us. I'll kind of get into the nitty gritty of the whole details whenever we do our big opening for CMM here in a couple weeks. But that's essentially how all of this happened here. Was I started out business coaching because people were asking me, how do I sell on Etsy? How do I sell on Amazon? How are you having sellout nights in your Facebook groups? What kind of content do I post? I know how to paint with vinyl, but I don't know how to use Mylar. Where do I get so all of this started happening. And so I was like, well, maybe I could develop a course. And so we'll get into those details of that story a little bit later on here in a couple weeks. But so I started the Creative Maker movement, and was going to develop the Profitable Sign Making course, and then I was just going to be done with it, right? And, long story short, fell in love with the program. The people fell in love with it that was inside of there, and so we just decided, instead of just doing a course, we were going to keep the CMM. So that was the very first product that we kind of came about, was the Creative Maker movement. It's a monthly membership. It has painting tutorials in there. It's got guest artists in there. And now that we've been going for many, many years now, the vaults are massive. There's over 600 SVGs. There's, probably close to 200 tutorials. I haven't done a count. I need to get a count of everything. But, it's been running for 6 years. So just me alone, 2018. What is that? 2018 we started it. So seven going on 8 years. Is that right? It is. Wow. It's been around, girls. And so whenever you join that, you get access to everything that we've created inside of there, which is pretty cool. So those are our vaults that we have, and we've just kind of been growing it. So that's that program. It comes with a Facebook group and a lot of support, the full out courses, business coaching stuff, all the things is inside of that monthly group. Well, whenever that very first got started, within about a year, people were wanting more SVGs inside of that group. Well, we were already kind of, as far as profitability goes, we were already kind of maxed out. And so I just put it out there. I'm like, okay, you guys are wanting, literally they were like, hey, can we get this SVG? Or they would stalk my retail page and be like, we like this SVG. And we were kind of really working inside of that membership for them, and we were just dropping SVGs. And I'm like, this could get a little crazy pretty quick. So I asked them, I said, hey, let me just put this out there. You guys love our designs. If I was to start just a little $10 club, get it structured, and you would get 5 commercial use SVGs every month and some sort of bonus, would that be something you guys would be interested in? And our members were like, yes. So we opened up the SVG Club about a year later, and we developed it, and the program has never changed. I've never upped the price of it. We've never changed the whole structure of it, and we serve, I think, a little over 600 people inside of there, 700 people, something like that. And it's just an email subscription. There's not a Facebook group that comes with it. It's only $10 a month, and you get 5 commercial use SVGs. So that's kind of what we decided to do, and we've left that program alone. We've kept it the same. And we are considering doing a price increase at this point since it's been a while. And the program definitely has amazing designs in it now and all the things. So anyway, that's how the SVG Club came about. So we've got the CMM and we have the SVG Club. The CMM, and I'm in there a lot inside of the Facebook group answering questions and just kind of serving our members in there. And somebody said, hey, run to the Target dollar spot. They've got these wreaths on sale for $5. And so everybody's like, oh my gosh, mine didn't have it. And there was like this kind of talk about it. Well, they weren't super great quality. And so I don't know if you guys know or not, but I have always sold florals to go with all of my signs and decorating and all of that kind of thing. And so I said, hey, if I was able to get, wreaths, because I knew that I could, and I could get better quality wreaths at that time. I wish this was the case now, but it's not. For like $2.53, $4, something like that. Would you guys want me to do that so you don't have the high minimums? Because at the time, my main supplier required a $1,500 minimum order, but it's great quality, and they were like, yes. So we did it, and it kind of created this frenzy inside of the membership that I didn't really care for. You want a frenzy when you're selling, and I taught people how to be able to create that frenzy. However, I didn't want it in this community mindset group, and it got pretty hairy inside of there. These women were wanting the florals. And I did it a couple of times, and it just didn't feel right inside of the vibe that we were wanting to create, because people started getting a little testy about not being able to get what they wanted. So I put it out to the group again, and I said, if I was to start a Facebook group that was, free, but it was a selling group and it had greenery and in time supplies, would that be something that you guys would be interested in? And it was overwhelming response of yes. So I started a Facebook group. The name is different now, but I started like a greenery group. It was called the Greenery Warehouse. Has anybody been around that long that you were a part of the Greenery Warehouse? And I sold a ton of greenery in there to makers and retail people too, but offered almost wholesale pricing, minimal markup, did not do retail markup for them. And we did that for quite a long time. Well, I wanted to start as the businesses grew, as this business grew, I wanted to get into more supplies. So we started a Creative Maker Sign Supplies group, which I'm going to talk to you here a little bit about what that group is developing into and what we're focusing in on this year, as far as our sales go to you guys with products and everything. So we started the Creative Maker Sign Supplies group to be able to sell supplies to other makers. And these are things like stencils and greenery and some wholesale items, canvas prints we started doing. We were one of the first companies to start doing those here a few years ago. The makers really liked them. And so we will proceed on. And now we have started offering like wholesale pricing for pillowcases and continuing to do canvases that you can put onto like, wood signs and, make into patches and put on other pillows, or it's kind of like a crafty supplies place. So we just did our first really big stencil sale here a couple weeks ago, which was awesome. And we're getting more into blanks because we do have a big laser. We've offered stuff, but it hasn't been consistent in there. So this year is all about us really developing our supplies to you guys and inside of that group. If you are not a part of the Creative Maker Sign Supplies group, it's a supply group. It doesn't cost anything to be in there, but you can join that and be able to get supplies from us that we use in our sign making company, my retail place. Like it's tested. The next thing that we offer, so those three things, the SVG Club, the CMM, and the supplies group. There's 2 memberships and then a supplies group that you can go in and be able to get supplies from. The next thing is I had to think about you guys. I had to think about my customers. I had to think about the 50,000 followers that we have on here, and how could I offer a one-off type product to everybody to get to know me, get to know my teaching style without asking them to sign up for something monthly. We know that, I mean, by a show of hands, give me some hearts or whatever the case may be on here. It's really hard to know who to trust on the internet these days. But it's hard to know who to be able to trust, you know? And we get that. And so it's like, how can I offer a low dollar item, let people come in, see that we're the real deal, see that I'm just like you. I might just be in the game a little bit longer, might have a few more tips and tricks, those kinds of things, and help people learn who I am and not have it be this, show up every day and see if you like my teaching style, that type of thing. That brings me to Paint Week. So that's how Paint Week was developed. It is a way that I open up the CMM for our big openings. We do 2 big openings a year. And with those big openings, you get a mentor program. There's usually early bird bonuses that are involved, those types of things. And so we do those. You can join the CMM at any time. However, during the bigger openings, we have other things that you get whenever you come in during that time, plus a lot more guidance as you come in into the group with your mentor and all that. It's a really fun program that our members are mentors. And you get a mentor for a full month. You get walkthroughs. There's welcoming ceremonies. Like I said, there's usually, bonus things that you get for joining during that time and all of that kind of stuff. But Paint Week was developed. It's a one-off type thing. It's not a monthly commitment. It's a way for you to be able to come in, sit with me for a week, ask me open-ended questions. We do a lot of open Q&A, and many of you all have come into Paint Weeks. Many of you guys that have joined the SVG Club or joined the CMM came through a Paint Week, and so that's how we open up. I let you have access to myself, my teachings for an entire week. I go live just like this, and I'm answering questions. We'll put the camera up over my hands. I will teach you. There's just a lot that you get from Paint Weeks, and I'm live in there every single day. And the bonus with Paint Week this year is, or this time that we're opening, is going to be staging. So we're actually going to stage out a whole table and give you my tips and tricks and different things like that. So Paint Week is just a way, it's a low dollar way for you to come and see if you like me. It's a way for me to build trust with you. It's a way for you to be confident in joining something because you know what you're going to get, instead of just joining something blind, which sometimes people do, right? But joining Paint Week will help you get to make that decision because, money is not easy to come by, right? This has to be a good investment for you, whether you're a hobby, whether you're a business, whatever the case may be. You need to know that what you're paying your money for, you're actually getting your money's worth out of. And so Paint Week is my way to be able to open up to you, answer your questions, help you get from point A to point Z maybe a little bit quicker, and really find out if the Creative Maker Movement is going to be for you. With that being said, I don't talk about that the whole time in Paint Week. There might be certain questions that I say, oh, we have a full training inside of the CMM, but here's the little gist of it kind of thing. The one thing in Paint Weeks that I do not go over is how to make reusable stencils with suppliers and all of that. I'm very upfront with people with that. It's not a marketing ploy of like, ooh, come in, and then I don't give you information. There's too many questions that go with it all, and that's why the Profitable Sign Making course was created, and that's inside of the CMM, okay? So that's why I created Paint Week. So we offer Paint Week we might offer it 3 times this year, because I have an idea that we have not done like a Christmas boot camp, and I'm thinking about doing a Christmas boot camp this year. So we haven't done one, but with our restructure of our retail business, we're going to have a little bit more time, and so I'm thinking there's going to be 3 Paint Weeks this year. I'm excited. So we have our Paint Weeks. The next thing that we offer is CMM Live, and CMM Live is our in-person paint retreat. It's 3.5 days long. and we go full out days. And you get multiple projects. There's a couple of guest artists that we usually have, and it is full time of, we feed you, we caffeinate you, you can go get wine slushies. It's held here at my place, and we start at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and we'll go till 5 or 6 o'clock every night. And then we also have a marathon that starts at like 8:30 in the morning. That's our last day, 8:30 in the morning, and it might go until 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and we do dinner that night, and it's kind of our closing times. There's motivational talks, there's all the things. You get swag, really fun, and it's a paint retreat. So those are the 5 things that we offer here on our page. All of it started out because it was just this domino effect. CMM Live started because people were asking about in-person painting with me. So we started the CMM Live, where it's just a live conference and that kind of thing. That's everything that we have to offer here. I know as people come in, they're like, well, what is this? And what is that? And, well, wait a minute, I'm confused. And I thought this might be a really good live just to pop on and let you guys know we offer 5 things here. 2 memberships, a supplies group, Paint Week, one-time fee, and CMM Live, that's a one-time a year kind of thing. Hopefully that's not too confusing and you kind of understand the whole process of how it all happened. It was because if I can tell you anything with your own business, if you're in business, is to listen to your people. Develop programs, develop product around what people are asking you for. It serves you very, very well. We want to be able to create products that our people want. And so that is how this whole page has developed in time. And this actually was started because of another business that I had of people asking for this information. So yes, that's been going on 8 years ago now. That's wild to me, but that's how everything started. You guys have any questions? I wish you had a program, how to make stencils from start to finish. I do. That's the Profitable Sign Making course inside of the Creative Maker Movement. It's called the Profitable Sign Making course. It actually goes from woodworking into, we got bonuses for framing, and then I give you my supplier and all of my resources for everything. Hangers that we buy in bulk, where to get them from, to wall protectors. There's links that you click on through the whole workbook to be able to do. I give you my supplier for my Mylar, and then I teach you the cut settings that I use, and then we have one for Cricut and one for Silhouette. And I don't do designing in there per se. I do show you how to be able to bring in a design. I show you step by step on where to be able to do bridges inside of every single letter, print and cursive. Then we do the cut settings, and I show you my cutter, which I have a large cutter, the Titan. So I show you all of that and how to be able to print them out. Or cut them out, and then I show you how to be able to use them, like how to paint with them. Is there anything else that you would want to cover? That there was so many people that I started the course just because of all the questions that came with making reusable stencils. And so there is a full out course, and actually members, whenever we would have that, members would give me feedback, and I would go in and I would create another video and put it in there from suggestions that they had or different questions that they had. So it's really a course that was developed by people. I'll show you, and I'll do more of this as we open too. We'll do kind of a walkthrough with the website. Okay, so on our website here, you'll see, if you purchase Forever Access, you'll have something that's like this too. Whenever you go to log into your Kajabi or whatever, this will all be here. But inside of our CMM, but you will go in and you'll see the Profitable Sign Making course here, and then all the modules. So lumber delivery, choosing the wood, pine lumber sizes, measuring and cutting, wood filler, sanding, how to build a sign, jig built sign, different types of painting, dry brushing, full coverage, paint stain technique, dry brushing over a paint stain, staining room, and types of stains, staining tips, staining with a rag, those kinds of things. And then there's the bonuses. And this is like how to be able to router and switch out your router bits and router cutting. So there's that. Your module 2. This is where the Mylar resource comes in. There's a workbook that goes along with the program too. And then introduction into SCAL, which is the design program that I use, but you guys can use any of your design program. Adjusting your mat cut size, graphics library, finding and installing fonts. So I show you how to be able to do that. Designing with fonts, bridging. This is a big one. Union design, choosing the cutter, alignment, pages and collections, beginner and advanced lowercase, and then bridging cursive, saving projects, downloading your SVGs with SCAL, manipulating an SVG design, texting tools, speed and force settings, putting in your Mylar, cutting a stencil, machine cutting a stencil, blade depth and testing your blade, cutting and stencil pulling, and then tips again with stencil pulling. And then we have like the basics of a silhouette, going through the same thing, but it's with the silhouette. And then we have that with the Cricut as well. And then in module 3, we go through supplies, painting with your Mylar, how to be able to correct your mistakes, using an overlay, liner brushes, bridging tips and tricks, cleaning your stencils, why I actually throw away my stencils, adding a hanger, sealing your signs, sealing bulk items, branding and stamping your signs. And then of course there's module 3, which is shipping backstage. That's a bonus. So we go through shipping. Module 4 is routering a frame, a straight edge degree frame, and then a mitered angle framing. And then module 5 is an SVG bonus module. And this kind of shows you how to, it doesn't go into designs, but it shows you how to be able to take a design and create an SVG with it if you want. And then how to be able to do PNGs to SVGs, like through a silhouette design, through your, silhouette deal. And then module 5 bonus is file storage and SVG storage, because that's a big one after you get a lot of SVGs trying to figure out storage and all of that. And then you also get bonus SVGs after you make it through the course. I don't really know what else we could put in it. It's a course. The course you go through, and you can, with the programs, you pay to be a part of the Creative Maker movement, and you have access to the website all the time. What other questions? So anyway, that's the full out course. That's on the website as you guys join the CMM. You get immediate access to it all. Literally, by the time, whenever I created this, you'll see how much younger I look. It's timeless information. It's wild. We have not changed. We haven't changed. We still sell a lot of signs, and our process is the same. It works. There's no need in recreating the wheel, right? So, you guys get access. It took me, about 6 years to gather all of that stuff that we've got. And then as we've continued on, we just continue putting more resources and everything into the program, and learning more and learning new techniques and, all that kind of stuff. That is that. You guys have a good one. Cheers from my cup of coffee to yours. I will see you soon. Cheers from my coffee cup to yours.